as you know, paste any document into Gen AI tool and receive a very nuanced and contextually appropriate translation in a few seconds. And these tools seem to have fundamentally changed the landscape of language translation and education as well. And then what was different before AI, as might you all know, like early Google Translate or other tools, these tools relied heavily on the statistical methods and phrase-based matching. Mm. And they would look at millions of already translated documents and identify patterns, making educated guesses and about how to convert text from one language to another. But the results were functional for getting the gist of something, but they were often stilted or literal or just wrong sometimes. I don't know if you have all this experience, but I've definitely noticed wrong translation on the MTA board or at the museums and in the cities all over the places. But now the Gen AI tools changed almost everything by understanding language at a deeper level. The system doesn't just match patterns, but they seem to comprehend the context and nuance and cultural references, and even the subtle ways meaning is conveyed across the languages. And they've been trained on vast amounts of multilingual text, allowing them to grasp not just what words mean in isolation, but how they function within sentences and entire documents, and now generate almost human-like fluency. So in academia and research, we all know that scientists and scholars can now access papers and studies published in languages they don't speak. And then the broader scope of knowledge is accelerating innovation and preventing the kind of isolated research that occurs when there's significant language barriers. And then also now the generative AI represents a significant paradigm shift. Rather than operating on fixed rules or probability alone, now large language models are trained on vast multilingual corpora and learn patterns of language use across the context. So, and then one of the big shift we see is the scale and access. Translation has become nearly instantaneous and widely available, and any document can be translated into many different languages in seconds. And they can now be translated into even less commonly taught languages and accessed for a preliminary review within seconds, almost instantly without paying for the translation service. And then also, it is context-aware translation. Gen AI tools are capable of handling register, tone, and genre distinctions. They can differentiate between informal and conversation, between informal conversation, academic tone, and instructional discourse, an ability that earlier machine translation system did not have. So after the work of AI does heavy lifting as a first reader, this technology change enables humans to spend more time on fine-tuning the AI translated text, correcting for cultural nuances or implications the machine might miss. And this, I believe, or we all believe, is when, as language educators, we need to emphasize that the learning happens in human intervention and analysis. And another important shift is that interactive nature of Gen AI-based translation. Users can refine translations by requesting changes in audience, politeness level, or disciplinary framing. And then the technology continues to improve at a remarkable pace. Each new generation of these models handles idioms better, maintains consistent terminology across long documents more effectively, and respects cultural context more faithfully. The systems are learning to ask clarifying questions when ambiguity exists, rather than just guessing and getting better at preserving the tone. Whether formal or casual, technical or poetic, they are getting better at their job. But as a language educator, again, here, we are in the driving seat, and then we need to do a lot of work doing all the comparisons and then evaluate all the differences of all the Gen AI tools can do. And then we should take it as a more interpretive approach. And then we should remember that we are training the students to become the level where we can finish the fine tuning to complete the translation work. Thank you.